Hello, I'm very excited. I've got this big box. It's so big, it doesn't fit in shot. I can't zoom out because then you'd see the mess on my desk. So this is a massive box, and it's the new kit from Stampin' Up. And so I haven't opened it, so I thought I'd do a live unboxing, although it is videoed, but I am doing it. So it's 12 inches to there, and then yeah, it's nearly 2 more, so it's nearly 14 inches across. So this is a massive big box, so it's a bit like a pizza box. And if you had a 12-inch pizza or a 13-inch pizza, so I would be using this box probably to store some paper. So what's it called? Celebrate Today Magnetic Kit Board. So that's what it's called. So I'm just trying to open this without there. So you've got a bit there, you've got to pull that bit out before you pull that bit out. So there we go. So a little bit of extra security. So this is exactly how the box comes. And then you've got this on the inside, and there's the frame. So let's have a little look see at the frame. Get it out, very difficult. Right, there we go, we're getting it out. And this should be metal, and then you've got magnets to go on it. So it's, I don't think the board itself is magnetic, it's you then put a magnet on it. So this measures, so 12 to there, and then another sort of inch. So this is about, because that's about half an inch in it, just over half an inch. So it's about 13 inches square is the board. So it's quite a nice size board. So, and you can hang it up. So let's just pull this off. So it looks like it's not sure if that's wood or MDF or something. Quite lightweight. And then it's got protective cellophane on it. And you can, so in the kit, because I have seen other people unbox it, you get different paper that you can use to go on this. So that's metal, a bit like a whiteboard. You could probably use a dry white marker on that and rub it off and have it like a dry white marker board. And I'm desperately looking around to see if I have any dry white markers, and I believe actually, yes you do. Dry white, not the best colour in the world, but I'm just going to do a bit in the corner. Can you see? Done a tiny bit in the corner. Oh, excellent. Because I'm thinking of an alternative project, so I quite like the idea of having a dry whiteboard. Quite like that. Take me back to my teaching days. Yeah, loving that. Loving that. So I'm not going to peel this off. I'm going to keep it protected. I don't want it to get scratched just yet. So that's that. And then in the kit, you've got all of this in the kit. You've got your instructions. And then you've got some nice shirts. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw them was shirts. I know I'm not the only one that's thought that when they see them, but that is what it looks like. So full colour instructions, how to put the things together. And there you can see at the bottom there, putting some background paper in there. So this is the paper. I don't really want that to fall out just yet. So you get, let me have a look at this paper. So pink obviously would not be chosen by me. Anybody that watches me regularly, I'm not really a pink person, although I have made pink things just because we've got pink paper. So that could go in the background. Or there's green, Harvey there, black and white, or this grey one. And to be fair, that's probably the one that I would choose. So pop that on there, pop that on there, and that acts as the background of your notice board. So that's the general idea of that. I'm just going to pop that down there for now. As I say, I'm probably going to do something completely different and just keep this as a quick dry whiteboard. So I always struggle with these things, getting them back in. There we go. So just pop those over again, and there is a bit at that end for hanging it up. I know not that I've got much wall space in here to hang anything up. So I was sold on what I assume is in this little box here. So when I saw this, it was like, I want it. I want this set just for this. So in this box here, we have these like library clips. Love a library clip. And that's a magnet. So that is what holds things on your board. Just tipping it up so you can see that is what that's for, to hold things on your board. How absolutely cool is that? And then that is stuck to the other side as well. So they're quite strong. They're quite strong, these. So absolutely brilliant. Love them. You get 6. I'd like some more, please, Stampin' Up. Can you sell us these separately? Because I'll have loads. Because we have a metal notice board downstairs in the kitchen. And I prefer to have things on a clip on it. I have a few clips. Like some more. I think they're brilliant. So that's that bit. Now the other thing I was excited about by this set, I'll just point out, you get a little bit of tear and tape. That's for putting your envelopes together. So, oh look, the word is gin. How appropriate that is the word that I see straight away. I think it's begin. It's probably what is written under there, but I can see gin. So there we go. So let's have a look at, yeah. Oh, actually, no, it's not even English, is it? So that presumably says celebrate today, but it's also begin and gin. So we have it in different languages because we have Germany, the Netherlands, and France. So that is 3 languages there, and English. So you can use some of these. Ed likes to think he's really good at French, so I could send him a few French messages there. And then that one be German, and this one must be Dutch. So they're cool. And then we've got some stickers here for decorating the envelope. So we have 2 lots of stickers there. So they're quite nice. They could also be used for other things. I say I am planning, it's like a planner. I'm planning a different project with this. So then we've got these, a bit like the Memories and More cards. Presume they're 4x6, 3x4. So yeah, that's 4 inches. Yeah, that's 3 inches. So the same size as the smallest Memories and More cards. So there, so we've got like a generic calendar there. So you could write a month and do different days, and then it's plain on the other side. So we have 2 like that. Then we've got these grey memo ones. So both sides are memos. So I was thinking of my journals. So another one of those calendar things, and then a lovely card there. Like a refill pack of this, please. Stamp it up. I'll just make a whole pack like this. That's lovely as well. Just great for journaling. And another memo thing there. So you can see why, if you watch me, why I'm excited by this. And why I might be using this in an alternative project. So that's similar, but it's going the other way. And then we've got some nice squares there. Loving that. List of 5 things. That could be a to-do list. That could be 5 goals that you set yourself that you're going to achieve in a period of time. And yeah, liking that. I often set myself little goals, as in today, well, it's more like a to-do list. So that is 1, 2, 3. Let's move that over a little bit. Put that on there so you can still see it. I'm just trying to get them in so we can see how many we've actually got. So there's another one there with like a memo, and then just pretty flowers on the back. Another one of these stripy. So we've got one in green. It's not stripy, but you know, half thing. And oh, this is a 10 lister, so that's cool. We come over here, that'll fit in a bit better, won't it? There we go. That's like the pink version of that. Well, it's not exactly, is it? 'Cause it's different. And then one of them, I like that. It's just like pretend washi tape or a sticker. That's not showing, is it? I'll have to overlap slightly. That's the other side. Oh, and then the last one is another one like that. So the other orientation of that. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So 24 cards there. So I am liking those. And then we have our envelope things. So let's have a little look at our envelope things. Now, I haven't told you the price of it. I think that, do you know, I'm useless. I think it's £23. 22 or 23 or 24 pounds. Can't remember. Doesn't say on here how much it is, but you can see there from the picture that how they've like written things on there and on there. They've made the envelopes, and then you can put things in the envelopes when they're made, and you can change it up as and when, how required. So quite liking that. I have to plan blog hops. I do lots of blog hops. I have my videos that go out, and so I like to have, I have a sort of a bit of a notice board behind me. That is a shirt, isn't it? That is a shirt. I have a notice board behind me where I write down what I need to do. Now, you're going to get 2 of these. I thought, work out how to make one. Okay, so I've worked out how to make those envelopes myself. And I did film, so that's my prototype, and I did film how I sort of worked it out, and I think I'm going to put that at the end of this video. So if you want to sort of see how I kind of got to this stage, then you can watch it afterwards. If not, you can stop it when I finish this bit, really. Because it was making the video a bit long, but I'll give you the option there to stop. So I've done 2 versions. So this was the original, and you can see there's a slight difference in the sizes. So this one is using 8 by 5.5, which makes it the size that comes with the kit. I wanted to be a little bit more frugal with my card. I mean, you can make it with DSP, but I wanted to be a bit more frugal with the card, so I wanted to be able to make 2 out of a standard sheet. So this one is using UK size, and that one's using US size, which is why this flap here is a little bit shorter, because the cardstock would be just 5.5 wide. They're both 8 inches one way, but this one is 5.5 and this one is 5 7/8. So that's the main difference. And if you can compare with this, they're all the same width, more or less, but that one's just ever so slightly taller, and your flap here is bigger. But this allows you to see the papers a bit more than that, and I don't think it makes any difference with putting the card in. So these are the cards, and when that's on your thing, your card's sort of there and hidden, so I guess you'd have your pattern on there, so you can use your 3x4 cards on it. On these ones, so this is if you're in the US, it kind of, you can see a bit more of the card, and the same if you're doing UK sizes. There. So that's the main difference, really. I quite like these. I find them useful, and I thought I'd make a few. So I've used the rainbows and sunshine and rainbows and sunshine. I can't remember which way round it is. For this one, the free celebration paper, and on this one I've used the lovely Simply Marvellous. So there's not much longer left on getting these free. You've got until the last day of February, which is 28th this year. So I'm going to show you with the UK size, but I'll give you the measurements for US size as well. I'm using my favourite purple for this one. So again, I'm going to use Simply Marvellous. So this is 8 inches by 5 7/8. If you're in the US, it would be 5.5. Okay. So we are going to score. There's only one score line that's different. So on the short side, so if you were in the US, your paper would end there, your cardstock would end there, and you would score at 2 1/4. So if we look at our thing, there's your 5.5, there's your 2 1/4, and that's what gives you that back bit, and then that bit's your front bit. Okay, but for UK we can score at 2.5 because we've got an extra quarter, and that's why on the UK one we have a little bit bigger here. Okay, so we're going to score there at 2.5, and then our long side we're going to score at 1 3/4, and you can flip it and do another 1 3/4, or you can go 6 1/4, whichever you like. A shorter end to there rather, and we're going to make a little mark at 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch, and then we're going to do 1/2 inch on the other side, like so. And then with the long end at the top, we're going to do 1/2 inch from this score line. So that is 1 1/4, and we're just going to score to that score line there. And here we want 1/2 inch from here, so that is 6 3/4, and we're going to score up to there. Okay, and that is the same because both, whether you're in the US or anywhere else in the world, we're 8 inches that way. I just thought that was the easiest way for instructions. So the only difference is this score line here. US 2 1/4, UK and everywhere else that has A4 2 1/2. Okay, so that is our scoring. And then we're going to take some scissors. Oh, the mats, I'll do those measurements now, are 2 3/8 by 4 3/8. 2 the same, because in the inside you're not going to see it all the way down to the bottom. So I just made them both the same size. Just saves the measuring, the amount of measurings I've got to do. So we've got a mark there at 1/2 inch and a mark there at 1/2 inch. And we are going to simply cut from that score line there, notch there to that score line there, straight up with scissors. Does it cool, does it really well. So again, I'm doing this in the opposite direction. Actually I won't, I'll do it this way. So from that mark there up to there, we can go all the way up there. Okay, and then we are going to cut up this score line here, I'm just going to cut it off. I'll probably save that. That's a good little scrap to save for something else. And then we're going to cut from that mark there all the way over to there. Find it a little bit easier to do it this way. So from that corner to that corner there. So that's sort of creating our shirt-like pattern. So I'll do it again on this side. All the way up there. Across there. Nice little rectangle scrap. And then cut our diagonal there. Like so. And then we're going to cut this bit off now. So we're going to go up that score line and then cut that down. That's another one there I can use for something. And then I'm just, to get rid of some bulk, I'm just going to cut it up like that a bit. So then we're going to go up there. And then I'm just going to notch a little bit in there. So that is our little shirt sort of shape. And then I'm going to take my 1 1/2 inch circle punch and I'm going to eyeball that. And no, I'm not. I'm going to do that after I glue the thing on. So I'm going to fold and burnish the score lines. Like so. So that is going to get concertina folded, go in there, and that's our top. So this is the front. That bit is going to be seen. So that is where I want to place my die, which I can't see. I got it out and I put it up there ready to be used. And so much for being efficient. Can't now see it. So now we want to make that pretty little edging. So I'm using this scalloped stitched edge die, which is not from that one at all. It's It's from Hand Penned. I got that for another project that I'm in the middle of making. So Penned Flower Dies has this beautiful border. So I am going to put that right along the edge there so that the scallops are touching, and I'm going to die cut that out. And I just need to put that section through my die cutting machine. So it doesn't matter that this is too wide. Matter of fact, it'll go all the way through because I've folded it. But I'm actually just go run that through and run it back, and that's it done. So I'm just going to get that done. So there we are. So that gives us that pretty little edge. It's not essential. You might have other border dies. You might have punches. It isn't essential, but it is quite nice to do. Now we could at this stage stick those on so that one gets stuck to the top edge, because you're not actually going to see down the bottom, and that one goes on that edge there. Okay, so I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow to stick that down, because that's my glue of choice. And when I could, if I wanted to give it a little bit of extra interest, is I could turn, quite like the look of that, I could turn that round so that it's a little bit different on the inside. So I may well do that actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I've got the prettier one. So Tombow gives you a bit of wriggle. So I've cut this with not very much border. You can cut it small if you want and have a bigger border. You could double mat it. I thought this was fine. There is, because it's small, I quite like it when it has a small border. So I want to do this one. Just gonna go around with my bone folder because I cut it on the other side. This is why I chose this paper, because I thought it would look nice having the different pattern. Although when I came to do the yellow version, I didn't like it. Oh, but I don't mind this one. Oh, dropped it, nearly a disaster. So on this one, I'm going up close to those, to that line at the top. This is my little dry baby wipe that I use to mop up. And it gets a bit sticky, so everything that's like on my desk sticks to it. So that's that bit done. And then take my half circle punch, and now I'm going to punch it because it's quite hard to mat round it. It's just easier to just do it this way. There we go. So that's now like that. So now we're coming to the bit where we want to do this concertina. Now, the concertina that comes with the kit has more, so it has 3 score lines to do it. I've made it a little bit easier, and I'm just doing 2 because that is easier. Okay, I don't think it makes any difference to the mechanism. In the video, if you carry on watching to the end, you'll see how I tried to do it on the scoreboard, and it was a bit messy, let's just say. So what I did was I just folded this over so that there was a bit of an overlap. Just doing it by eye, no particular science. So there was just a little bit overlap here, like that there. Okay, and give it a burnish, and then do the same on the other side. So you've got like that little bit of an overlap, and that's the bit that's going to fold back and get. So there we go, about that. So it's a fold it over in a diagonal, with a bit at the front like that. Okay, and then to make it a little bit easier, I sort of took my ruler, went down the edge like so, try and take it away without moving it. So I'm measuring, I'm kind of going on my grid map there where it is, stick my ruler down on it, and then did a little bit, I'm doing it the wrong way around, and did a little bit of a score line down there so that this could get folded back along that straight edge there and then not be visible from the front. So this is stuck down the edge there. You could, if you wanted to, do this first and then feed your cardstock down so you don't see it, but I wasn't bothered. That didn't particularly bother me very much. So line this up. So I'm lining that up there. So that this is on that centre line. Then I did do it the other way around. There. So that's on the centre line there. And then hold on to this. So I can now place my ruler on that centre line, ferret on this side so it goes slightly the other side, and then that way you know it's not gonna be seen. Do my little spool line. You could fold it, but I found this was the easiest way of making sure that it was inside that crease there. Okay, so that's that done. So now we're just going to give that a lovely burnish, and that is so much easier than how I tried to do it the other way. What you'll find is that's sticking up a little bit there, so I'm just going to snip that off with my snips. There we go. Same on this side. Sniff that off there. Sniff that off? Snip that off even. And then that's what you're ending up with. And I say on the one that comes in the kit, you've got two there, but I think this works. I think this works all right without the second one. So then just going to put glue on this outside edge bit there. Something stuck to that. And then fold it up and push it down, and that will sit down there quite nicely. And that is how I made my little envelopes. Ready for my board. Or anywhere else. I think I can stick these in the kitchen. They'd be quite handy for collecting receipts. We keep our receipts throughout the month, and then I file them away, keep them for a year, and then chuck them. So yeah, I think they'll be quite good on my magnetic board downstairs. Really need some more of these clips. Stampin' Up, please. So yeah. Hope that was useful. Hope you like this kit. £24, and I'm loving it. And if you want to purchase it, I'm going to link down below to the kit and the papers that I've used, and you can pop over my shop and buy it. If you want to see how I kind of went through and worked out how to do this, and then obviously I perfected it a bit better, then carry on watching. If not, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. So I've got my little notebook. Made myself a little notebook so I can write down some measurements. So that's what I'm going to do now with my Stampin' Up pen. So this is, I'm going to call this shirt envelope pocket, so I know what I mean. So let's measure the length. So we are looking at, we're going to look at 9.5 inches, so that I've got a bit extra there for taking off. So I'm going to go 9.5, 6 even, because I'm looking at it upside down. 6.5 inches by, and I'm going to go the full width. So if I was going to make this, I'm going to go to 8 by 8 inches, and then I go this way. We're going to score at 3. Score on the long side at 3 inches. And then that's the short side even. And then score on the long side at 1 3/4. That's 6 1/8. And then I'm going to work out what to do with these diagonals. So I am going to attempt to make that. Let's see what happens. So let me get, so I want 6.5 by 8. So we are scoring on the short side at 3 inches. So we're going to go 3 inches. And then we're going to score on the long side at 1 3/4 and 6 1/8, or I could just do it that way if that's easier. It's actually more like 6 1/4. Let's go 1 3/4 again. Okay, so we've got that. And that's how it sits on there, like so. So we want to really come in that distance there. So what distance is that? So that we can do some diagonal scoring. So that's a centimetre, Jess. So it's about 1/2 inch, isn't it? Yeah. So we want to go to about 1/2 inch in here because we want to take that off. So at the top here, where it's the longest side, let's go to 1/2 inch. Let's go 1 1/4 down to there and stop at that score line. So just 1/2 inch away from that score line, so that takes us to 6 3/4. We're going to come down there. So I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. That's my little reminder. So what we're going to do then is we're going to cut down that score line, cut across there. I mean, it's slightly does come down here ever so slightly, so we could build in a bit of a notch there, but we definitely want to come across here. So we're going to get my big long scissors. So we're going to come and cut along that score line like so, and we're just going to do a little notch there to that score line, cut down here. So we'll cut up there to that score line we made and do a little notch in to there and cut up that score line. I really should put my glasses on. There. So that's given us that little bit there. Our notches are going in the wrong direction. We're almost there. I think we're better off just cutting them off now, actually. Ignore that section, and I'm sure it won't matter. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out if that matters. Right, so we've got that. So we want to come down on this side a little bit. So what do we want to come down to? We want to come down to 7/8. So that butted up there, that butted up there. It's not 7/8 at all. It's more like 3/4. So we mark 3/4 on there. And 3/4 on there. So now we've got 2 marks to come in 1/2 inch. So we go count 4 to a mark there. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and do a mark there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to score a line from there to there, or just cut it. That's our cut line from there to there. You can score it or be brave and just cut it. If you've got long scissors, it won't actually be that hard. And you could use this on the other side just to make sure you have marked them the same, but I have, so I'm just gonna cut from there. I'm gonna come back a bit so I don't accidentally cut in that bit there. So there, we've got that. So I need to just record what I've done here. So we want to do, let's do a score line on here. That is so put that there and that there, so we know that's straight, and that's along there. Let's go in 1, 2 and score a line. That's going to be our fold over line. And then we're all coming from about the same spot. We can move over 1/8. And let's go, so if that's going from there, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's score that line. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting that, and let's go down here. There. To give us those lines. So there we go. That's about right. Doesn't matter that they're the wrong way round. So then it's just a matter of folding it round, of following this. There we go. And then I can just use a die on the end there to cut it off. So I can use my penned flowers to die cut the edge. So that's what I want to do. So I can just, nearly laid it on the wrong way. So I'm just going to lay that on there like that to cut the edge off. So I've just cut that, and my die cut machine is 6 inches wide. This is too wide for it, but it didn't matter because I only put that end in. So it doesn't matter that it was too wide for it. If we look at our instructions, now let me just fold these edges so I sort of know what I'm doing. I think you concertina it. So that, yeah, so you concertina it like so. Maybe the other way. That's going to be the outside. So we might just need to readjust a little bit. Readjust my scoring. Oh, we need a hole there, don't we? So eyeball that for the centre. Take it out. So then that it's going to go and be stuck down there, and that's how we get our. So I might have been better off having it the other way, because that's the bit that you're going to see. So I do want it to go that way. And then you could have done, you could do this with DSP so it looks pretty, or you could just cover this with DSP and that would work as well. So I'm just going to try and tidy that up a little tad. I might take a little bit off this corner. So this is not going to be perfect, but this is prototype. So let's get a bit of Tombow. Obviously, if you were wanting to cover it with paper and stuff, you would do it before you stuck this down. So I need to work a little bit up on the sides of this, and but I don't think that's bad. Not bad at all. So I say just a little bit of adjustments with how I do that, and that is how to make your own little pocket. So the idea is that you put one of the magnetic clips on the back of your envelope, and then that envelope can then be attached like so, and then your little cards that you've got that you need to remind yourself about something just goes in there. Like so. So that's cool. Right, so that is it. I think it needs a little bit of work. I'm going to work on this and see if I can come up with a solution. But I'm happy with that. But I do want the ability to make some more of these, so I will put a little bit more work and thought into that. Okay, so I will either say good day now, or I'll come back. Yeah. So if I don't come back, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Hope you like this. Check out my shop. I'll link down below to it. And yeah, they're available now. I really like them. Might have to order another one. I will come back maybe in another video with how to make this, or I might finish this one off. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Bye.